Hi guys, it's Vixie here and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a little bit different, but honestly everything I do now is different. So hello, welcome to the new normal. But I want to talk about why you shouldn't be an asshole on the internet, to pretty much sum it up. No, I want to talk about the voice actor for Brig and what's happened recently, because I think that in a larger context, it says a lot about the conversations that a lot of people have been having about the gaming community and how people interact within it, and what's okay and what's not okay. So, just to give some context, obviously Brig is one of those characters in Overwatch that a lot of people like her and a lot of people have a lot of fun with her, and then a lot of people blame her for kind of the direction that Overwatch is going in. And I'm saying the character Brig because Brig for a while, I think, in my opinion, was overpowered and also is a huge aspect of GOAT's comp, which is the most boring and terrible meta that I've ever seen in Overwatch in all of my time of playing it. And a lot of people kind of blame Brig for that, which I think has some validity. I think that you can definitely blame Brig. I don't think it's entirely the character existing that made it happen, but it definitely did help. So yeah, but that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is not to talk about Brig, it's to talk about people's reaction. I think that it is okay to criticize a character in a game. So all of Overwatch heroes, I think that you have the right to say what you don't like about them, what you do like about them. You can be in the majority opinion or the minority's opinion, like whatever your opinion is totally fine. It's a game. Games deserve criticism. However, people that have no control over the game should not receive your criticism. So I saw this article where the voice actor, her name is Matilda, and from what I can tell, obviously I don't know her and I don't know a lot about her, but she seems like an adorable human being, and like honestly she seems like a pretty nice person. And she tweeted recently, because I assumed has been getting mass criticism. She got a message said, just letting you know that Brig destroyed Overwatch and the meta. Now, this isn't like particularly like horrible. It's not calling her a terrible person, but it's still like bothering her for something she has no control over. So she tweeted out, and this tweet is still up on her Twitter, "I know I shouldn't spend any time on people like this, especially when 99% of all my interactions with people online are super positive and supportive. I love you all so much. But it just makes me so confused as to why someone would send me this kind of message." And then she went on to suggest that these angry comments should be, towards the devs instead of her. So she went on to say, "Sorry guys, might delete this tweet because why waste energy on people just spreading bad vibes? Like fine, if you feel like one character destroyed a whole game, you have the right to think so, but maybe give constructive criticism to the developers instead of harassing the voice actor." And like, this is my problem, and I actually kind of remember this because me and my roommate we talked about this at one point in time, because we were talking about acting and how some actors have this problem in their lives. And I remember watching an interview with Lena Headey, who plays Cersei on Game of Thrones. And if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, you totally should. But Cersei is like the villain of Game of Thrones, and she was saying, that she has people call her like a bitch and stuff in real life, and she's like, I'm not Cersei. Like, I'm not anything like Cersei. Like, people get really into these characters and they associate like the person, like the actor, with the character, and the actor is just playing a role. Like, it's their job and they're not that person. And so like, I think the same thing is happening with this voice actor. Like, people are associating her with a character that they don't like, but she's not the character. Like, at the end of the day, like, her job is to voice act. She's an actress, and she goes into the studio, they give her lines, she says them, performs them, whatever you want to call it, and then she leaves. Like, all the voice actors are not even guaranteed to be fans of Overwatch. I know that some of them play the game, but there's probably a good bit of them that don't even play the game, because it doesn't matter. And so the majority of people obviously agreed, that voice actors obviously don't have say in anything. Like, they don't have a say in their character's kit. Like, they are not the character. I'm one of those, like, and I don't know how bad it's been for this voice actor, because I think Brig has been one of the most hated characters. Like, you saw, like, delete Brig, and then, like, she's responsible for, not responsible, but very prominent in GOAT's meta, and people don't like that. But, like, honestly, like, this goes not just with voice actors, but actresses as well. Like, you should be able to separate, like, the character from the person in both, like, negative and positive attitudes. Like, for example, The Office is one of my favorite shows of all times, but Jenna Fisher is not Pam Beasley, and, like, John Krasinski is not Jim Halpert. Like, these characters are separate. Like, and when people are directing their harassment towards people who are just doing their job, who are just actors or actresses, like, it baffles me. And, like, again, I think that this has been a conversation that's being had a lot, is like, what is harassment and what's not? Because I think in the gaming community, a lot of things get mixed up as like, oh, it's okay because it's criticism, or it's joking, or it's not that serious. But I don't know, I think the line's starting to get blurred a little bit. And, like, the message that she showed is not that big of a deal, but it is really frustrating. The takeaway from this video is be a nice person, and really that's all I have to say. But I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was sad and interesting at the same time. But I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.